behind me. My diamonds so shiny. Even sometimes they blind me. My repertoire's big. Nothing I do is tiny. They wanna be me when they see me, cause that's just a rude awakening. Try me or deny me, and I am the dude who will take it there. I got money trees and in this season, watch I take them in. You just junior flexing, man, that's cute, somebody break them in. Flexing with my dogs, flexing with my bras. I'm flexible when flexing, cause I flex like it's my job. You can't see me like Mirage, I'm flexing just because. How you gon' pull up in bull jigs when your car's in a garage? Never that. Did somebody ever say they better at flexing big? I go bigger, and that's how I get them back. You cannot flex on me or get the best of me. I'm master flex like Master Chef. I just got the recipe. Yo, I be flexing, I be flexing, I be flexing, yo, I be flexing, I got the word. I be flexing, I got the word. Yo, I be flexing, 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 I got the word. I be flexing, I got the word. Yo, I be flexing, Look, I ain't playing no games with none of y'all. I won't play this. I'm stunting on them, I'm stunt man, I'm famous. Never seen so many plexing. All y'all got anguish. If y'all talk about flexing, y'all talking my language. I swear on everything, y'all something else. So much hate, I'm shocked to say that all y'all got something left. Just know I'm flexing on everything, if nothing else. That's why I put these boys away, put them boys up on the shelf. No weight room, I super set. Pull two cars out at once, call that a super flex. Y'all looking just super stressed, I'm looking so super blessed. If you ain't got no flex, then I call that a super mess. Tell the world all about me. I flex hard, and I might be the coldest that you ever seen. Take notice, I'm focused, flexing on your team. Yo, I be flexing, I be flexing, yo, I be flexing, I got the word. I be flexing, I got the word. Yo, I be flexing, 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 I got the word. I be flexing, I got the word.
Can I count on you to stay? Can I count on you to go? Can I count the times on one hand? But I tried. I should have given less of the day. I should have had less of a roll. I should have made less of a stand. But I tried.
The world's best gather here. XBL baseball starts now.
It's crushed to the moon, and we're tied.
Picks it up on the second. Over to first in time for the double play that ends the inning.
That's gone.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Trying to repeat.
It's good!
And Homer to the pen! This game is over!
Oh! Crushed! Left field! Off the pole!
Domingo Bell, deep right center field, carrying, and it's gone.
That was hit hard. Left center field. Did she do it again? To the wall!
Swung on Bell to the deep left field. Is this baby gone? A grand slam!
Champion! The AAA World Series is over. What a line shot!
I can't believe my eyes.
The AAA standings are taking shape as the real are separating themselves from the pretenders. Tonight, we see two of AAA's realists square off in a battle of the OGs. Off to the hottest start in the league, we see this feared foe take center stage. Detroit, stand up! Yuppers and Donga have arrived and have plans to smash. Facing them is one of AAA staples. With plenty of meat on their plate tonight, this squad opens up, ready to feast. It is Dwyenne and the Motor Sox squaring off against Eduardo and the Kansas City Sirloins. Welcome to AAA Match of the Week.
Welcome in, everybody. What a great matchup we have on hand tonight. It's my favorite booth mate. It's Mystery Man. How are you doing for this OG matchup we have tonight?
I'm glad I'm able to do it. This is about as class. This was put together for a reason. This isn't like a random choice. So, getting into our points of the game. There's a lot of pedigree here, and there's some receipts to back that up. We've got the Dwyenne train, former AAA champion in his one season in the Misto pool. Got off to a great start this season, and then you've got Ed, who's always going to finish in the top half. He's been a finalist. And then he missed being a finalist by not really fluky, but kind of an odd play against Rick's a couple seasons ago. It seemed like Ed had 1 foot in the door for another final shot, and then was ripped away by RNG on a pitch that got pulled right over the center of the plate, and Rick's took advantage of that puppy. I think a lot of us remember that. Number two is that, is it going to be a pitcher's duel? That's possible. Is it going to be a hitter's duel? That's possible. Or we might get 1-1 here. What's your take on that, Uni?
Yeah, good points. And I want to go back to the first thing you said. I mean, Dwyenne's in the league office. You think he had anything to say about putting this together with his buddy Eduardo? You think he had anything to say about that? You think maybe they talked about this a year ago on an XBL meetup at a baseball game after a couple of beers? You know that happened. And you know it's happening tonight. And that pedigree that you talked about that built that friendship that they have, it's all the seasons they have in this league together, and not necessarily been in the AAA together, because XBL has been where Dwyenne's stopping grounds has been for a while, but he's been back in the AAA now and really raking, and he won it last time he was here. And like you talked about, the Sirloins, back-to-back semifinals, back-to-back Game 7 heartbreaking semifinals for the man, and you hate to see it. And so that's going to bode well for both teams. And you know that all the little tips and tricks that come with Super Mega Baseball, these two are going to have, and they're going to put on display tonight. And that's why the pitching and hitting, like you talked about, it could really go either way. You could see a pitcher's duel. You could see hitting. I think it's going to be a big metalhead stamp sort of game. What's the RNG doing in a series like this? Is the RNG going to force a couple of drops? Is the RNG going to allow you to get good exit velo on those corner pitches? You know, some games, Mystery Man, the RNG just seems different at the plate in the way you can contact the ball. So I think that's going to be interesting to see. And then that brings me into the third point, the jukebox. Very slick wording from you on that one. And that's I believe more so about Dwyenne than Ed. Ed knows a lot of the base running tricks and things like that. But Dwyenne is probably the most aggressive base runner, I would say, the AAA, but now that No Name's down there, no one's going to out-aggressive No Name. But Dwyenne would be next in line, as these XBL drop-down guys know how to steal bags. And Eduardo's got that veteran savviness to try to hold it down. So it's going to be a really interesting point and a great point from you to just see exactly how the base running, how the diddling and things like that turns into runs or turns into extra outs.
Yeah, and when you look at the run game, it's not just stolen bases, it's juking, it's like, that's what we call it, the jukebox. It's also bunting. The thing with players like this is when you do catch them, you can't let them off the hook, because if you let them off the hook, they're just going to do it even more, right? I mean, if No Name gets caught red-handed and then he jukes you and gets back to first base, well, you can guarantee you're going to be dealing with that the whole time, because he realizes he's got the advantage. He's got the speed. He might as well just go, because if he gets caught, he might get out of it. So, Eddie's a bunter. He'll lay the bunt down. Dwyenne will do the same at times. I don't think he wants to play that way, especially in the AAA. But they're both cagey, and they will do what it takes. So let's pull back the curtain here and see what happens between these two monsters of AAA.
Yeah, and they both have, I know Eduardo's got, I believe Tish Ballin is the bunter on his team, and he'll definitely lay him down. And I believe Dwayne's got a bunter as well, and he's improved his bunting, and he's a lot more niche with it in the situations he uses. Eduardo's a little more free with it. But I would highly expect both teams to be laying down a bunt in this series. And real quick before we get into it, the small ball bunting style goes with Eduardo. He's only got 4 home runs on the season. He's got one of the highest averages in the league, and that's because he's a contact swinger in the way he's able to do it. And you're looking on the opposite side at a Motor Sox team that in the AAA right now has got an over 300 average, but they got 16 home runs, almost 1 a game, and he's got the league highest 40% run conversion rate. And I think that's a huge point. Shout out to Spliff for getting us these stats. When your run conversion rate is 40%, that really shows how streaky of a player Dwyenne can be within a game itself. He'll have those innings where he's swinging out of the zone. He doesn't get anyone on base, but if he gets a couple on, he's one of the best in the league at carrying that momentum and converting it, especially with batters like Yuppers and Donga, who Urban shouted out in that pregame. I'm sorry I didn't holler that out sooner, Urban. Thank you for sending that in. I was watching Royer McIlroy on my phone cry after winning the Masters, so shout out to Royer. Royer McIlroy, if you're in here watching right now, congrats, man. But yeah, with all that said, that's a lot of great points coming from you and Spliff, and we can get this thing pulled back like you said and get right into this OG matchup. It's going to be excellent. Get your last bets in because we're about to start it up, and let's see who walks away victorious tonight in just a minute. Catch y'all soon. And here we go, loading him to Peril Point, home of the Sirloins. We know it's got those short walls on the left side, and in terms of height, then you got the short distance, I believe, on that right side over there. And Eduardo loves to hit those home runs along the right side because he's a contact swinger. He's got power on people like Cat Stanza and Hammerlawn Ballo, and if he can get a hold to one well and send it towards that right field, he does have the home run possibility at the stadium like this. So I think it's a big home field advantage in game 1 here for the home team.
Number 9.
It definitely much easier to hit it out to right field despite the height of the fence over there. Center is pretty darn long. that short fence does really help in center field. Left is an absolute chasm out there.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention it. Thanks for putting that in chat, Mist. If there's any audio issues or anything, please let me know in terms of balancing. I don't want to speak over Mystery Man or anything like that. Hopefully it's even. We see a weak grounder to short there to start the game from Hug and Kiss, I believe, and it's going to be an interesting thing to see here. The Sirloins are really known for some aggressive pitching in early counts, and Dwyenne's sometimes a free swinger, so we'll see how that plays out in this game. We've got Chuck Yuppers, who got his own shutout in the Urban, and Chuck Yuppers almost takes the pitcher's head off. He lines one up center and it falls down, so the Motor Sox, their second at bat, they get a base runner on, and it's Junior Donga, the favorite player from Dwyenne, stepping up to the plate with the mean handlebar mustache and some mean stats. 381 average, 3 home runs and 16 RBIs early in this season. A lot of speed on first.
Yeah, one thing I didn't mention in the pregame uni is I think the biggest advantage that D might have in this series is as great as Eddie's pitching is, it's not the type of pitching that really bothers Train. So so that's why I'm wondering if Train starts hitting, he's going to be tough.
Ooh, and a double play just at the last step there. Junior Donga, best player on the team, like I said, but a costly grounder into third right there turns into a double play, and the Sirloins get out scot-free there in the first inning. Here comes Hammer Lombolo with a nearly 500 average on the season. Talk about a leadoff hitter.
Yeah, and I've noticed that from Ed. If there's a runner on first base and he has a left-handed pitcher, he's going to sweep the curveball onto the inside black, and he is going to get a double play about 50% of the time, 80% against me. But it's a pitch that you just always get suckered into swinging at. You almost always top it. And he can get a double play out of that pitch. You watch. You'll see 2 or 3 more of those turn into double plays.
And Lombolo, the leadoff hitter, up around 500 almost exactly now on his average after a leadoff single there. Kat stands up to the play, has 3 of the 4 home runs for the Sirloins so far this season, doing her job with all that power, and bad ball hitter this season as well. Swings at a curveball out of the zone. Bad ball hitter pays off rip as it turns into another single, and the Motor Sox are reeling a little bit here. No outs and 2 runners already on. Decent speed at second. Seymour Butts on the mound with 5-pitch arsenal, including a screwball. Pretty middling stats for a starter. Able to get a weak grounder here, not going to be able to turn 2. He does go to second, it's safe.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. A little bit of a mistake, and look what he has to deal with now. Bases loaded here in the first inning of our AAA match of the week, and Willard Wiggins, RBI hero, on a meaty curve. Hung, put way up in the air, and Yuppers is back. It looks like it's going to be a sac fly. So
yeah, wow, that contact hitting really hurt him there. I thought that was long gone, though. It is very deep out there.
Yeah, hung a curveball, but like you said, the contact swinging hurts him. He's still able to get the sac fly, and now can he jump for it? Shortstop doesn't jump, so it gets over the head, and the bases are back to loaded now with 1 out. And Dwyenne here on Match of the Week, off to a rough start as the Sirloins have another shot to break this thing open before it even gets started. Swings into a double play here. On to second, over to first, and the Motor Sox show off that XBL pitching pedigree and get a double play of their own after giving up a sac fly. Could have been a lot worse there, Missed.
Yeah, he fell for the oldest trick in the book, the low fastball down, getting a hard ground ball to short.
First pitch swinging he was too. Both of these players are sometimes early count swingers. Eduardo for sure is an early count swinger. And Dwyenne's probably going to be forced into that because of Eduardo's pitching style. 3 pitches right there, and it turns into 3 strikes and a ground out. Now Heidi Ho steps up to the plate. 2 home runs on the season and a good average. This one swung on well, but only 60-something power, and so it's going to die at the warning track. Lombolo's able to get there in 4 pitches, 2 outs already.
Number 7, Iggy Freely.
We're seeing that aggressive pitching keep the pitch count low so far, only at 14, and Slip Vanderwink on the mound with that 5-pitch arsenal, including a forkball, is already locked in.
Yeah, you do have to be extremely careful about leaving junk pitches on the plate against Train. especially with that short right field. We almost, like you said, it was only 60 power, but you can see he can punch it out over there.
Yeah, 5 or 6 pitch inning right there, I believe. 3 up and 3 down. The Sirloin stepped right back up to the plate after a little bit of failure, you would call it, in the first inning, having the bases loaded twice and only walking away with 1 run. Second baseman had her heels on the grass back there, so was able to range back and put it away easily. Here's that bunter Tish ball in. Swings first pitch cutter again and right to the same spot.
Good pitch from Butts. See, Butts is already back to normal, and he only has 1 run to show for it. Eddie, he's not happy about that.
Yeah, he knows the opportunity got away, and when you're a contact swinger, that's one of the issues with contact swinging. Even if you get a few people on base, it feels like you need 6 or 7 solid hits in an inning to score more than a run or 2, because you just don't really have that long ball show up very often. And here's the bunter for the Motor Sox. Bunter and base rounder with decent speed, not the typical bunter sprinter combo that you see. Swings on the first pitch there and into the dirt. A lot of early swings. This game might go by real quick.
I think D correctly senses that Eddie is throwing the ball on or near the plate a lot, and he loves that. He doesn't want to be chasing balls 20 feet off the plate because he doesn't have the best eye, but he's smart.
Right.
He does gauge what the pitcher's doing.
And a quick shout out to everybody that put in some of those headlines on the ticker. If you watch them at the bottom, I used the vast majority of the headlines that y'all put in. Some of them were silly. I believe someone put a headline in that said unicorn belongs in the AA. I was not going to throw that one in there. You got to be serious, guys. But some great headline submissions regardless, so the ticker's really popping. And we got a lot of creativity. And there's another 3 up, 3 down inning for the Sirloins on the mound. Getting a lot of ground outs early right now is Vanderwink. And now Seymour steps back up. Front of the order is up again. Lombalo does have a 500 average exactly after that single in the first inning. Couple missed barely outside. Now he comes with the heat down low. Lombalo had fastball hitter and hits that one to third base, put away easily. Bottom of the third here, and what started off hot for the Sirloins in that first inning with a lot of hits. Looking to get that mojo back. Screwball looks like it's going to be perfectly located, and it is right there around the chin. Fastball hung a little bit. Stanza, she's got 3 on the season. Can she get 4? No, it stops right there at the wall, so it's going to be a double for Stanza. Just nearly got it out of the stadium. That short wall really almost helped out, but it dies just early.
Yeah, that was a big-time meatball, and Stanza's not going to let that go by.
And let another curveball hang there, and it's put into center field. So double play scaries are in the picture. And Eduardo, once again, RBI hero activated for Willard Wiggins. 2 for 2 so far in this game, stepping up to have RBI hero engaged. That's the start you want if you're the Sirloins. Watches that screwball. Ooh, swings that one way out of the zone. This one's going to find the zone. He watches it, and it's a little strikeout. Big strikeout there from Seymour Butts. But Boomer Platoon right behind. A strong batter in his own right. Power and contact versus lefties both engaged.
Yeah, that was great pitching by Train. He set him up with the cutter and then came with the big train, and the hitter never moved.
Yeah, knowing the tendencies, these two, they haven't necessarily... Oh, hang on. Oh, it's snagged at the top of her reach over there at first. That could have been down the line in trouble, but once again, Seymour Butts is able to get out of it. But what I was going to point out, these two not necessarily have a ton of games together in the same division, but, I mean, Dwyenne's probably casted 20 Eduardo games. You'd be silly not to think he knows what Eduardo likes to do. And
Yeah,
so far it's showing off.
I think there's some nerves here from the Motor Sox. A bit swing happy. Gonna have to be slightly more selective. There's a good swing.
Yeah, high pitch activated, and he's able to bloop that one over to right field. And now he's got a leadoff single. And it's the best batters in his lineup coming up with Chucky Uppers. Good speed at first. See how patient he can be. See if he can wait on a pitch or even get a pitch to do anything with. Curveball. He swings over to shortstop. Another chance for a double play on to first. A little bit of a slow turn, and Yuppers has enough speed to get there. And Donga, same situation as before. Runner on first, up to the plate. See if he can stay out of the double play this time. A lot of double play opportunities so far, even though that last one didn't get turned. We've already seen 3 or 4.
This is an opportunity against the lefty. Not a ton of velo. Dwyenne can hit this, especially with Donga.
Another one popped up shallow right field. This one's going to drop as well, and all that speed as well as base rounder. Runners at the corner now, and Dwyenne with a chance here with B. Booper to tie this thing up and some.
Uh-oh, BBH.
Yeah, bad ball hitter is at the plate. Good speed on the corners. Vanderwink still locked in. Swings at one inside cutter. We'll see if he challenges that home plate. Tish Ballin throws it in. A decent arm, but not enough with that Yupper speed. So this thing is tied up there in the 4th. A couple of sac flies, one for each team. And this thing's looking tight here in the middle innings.
Yeah,
and there's the steal. He went for the kickoff. He gets him out. There's that aggressive base running from Dwyenne. And Eduardo's ready for it.
Yeah, and like I said, you can't let him off the hook, and Eddie didn't let him off the hook. He waited for him to get far enough and threw it.
A lot of early curves being used right now from Seymour Butts on the mound. He's hung a couple, but that one's located well and able to get a pop-up on the first pitch of the bottom half of the 4th. Damian rush up, no ace exterminator activated in this at-bat, and now Dwayne's going to throw one in. Oh my lord, he swings at it. What is that?
That's not standard Eddie. He doesn't almost ever do that.
Yeah, the nerves are one thing on Match of the Week, but I can guarantee you they're heightened between these two because of the amount of chatter that's gone on before and what's going to go on in the DMs after this game. A lot of pride on the line for this set between these two.
Yeah, and another thing, Uni, is with it only being 1-1, and the way these two rely on momentum is now dead. I can see this stretching out to a 3-1, 2-1, 4-2 type of game here.
Yeah, that we haven't seen a ton of well struck balls. That one was well struck right there, but we've seen really mostly grounders. Both teams doing a good job of getting the other guy to swing at pitches on the corner and line them into the dirt. Curveball swung on and hit well again, but well located up around the top half of the zone.
Number 17, Corky.
Here comes Corky, probably the lowest average on the team, under 200. Does have 12 RBIs despite that. Good eye on the cutter there. Slip only at 33 pitches here in the 5th.
She's doing the opposite of what she's supposed to be doing. She's supposed to be a table setter, and she's knocking RBIs in, but doing nothing else.
Yeah, I wouldn't complain about it.
Exactly.
Finds herself in a 3-1 count here. Hitters count. We'll see if she can get a hit and get that average over 200. 3 curveballs all swung on well and all with the same result. Another fly out and another 0 on the board for the Sirloins. Pitching staff, Vanderwink doing a great job here through 5 innings, and now he's going to step up to the plate.
Yeah, Eddie's accuracy on the mound has gotten really insane. It's hard to really drive the ball. So I do think Train is smart. He's being aggressive. You have to get on some ball. You have to get some bloop singles. You have to knock some kind of RNG into it, because otherwise Slip is just going to continue to pound the corners.
Yeah, and so far we're seeing Eduardo, that's probably 4 or 5 times already in this game he's swung on the first pitch and resulted in an out. He's swinging so aggressively right now. Longballo actually almost able to beat that out, but doesn't. So the pitch count for both starters is going to remain low the way these two are swinging right now. Some quick innings on the mound. Seymour Butts locked in now. Both pitchers locked in. Screwball just barely inside. Red Reticle here. Cat Stanza. This curveball is going to find the zone. 3-0 count, swings, puts it in the same location as last time. Yuppers has plenty of speed to range back there and puts it away. So the 3-0 swing from Eduardo, and it results in a fly out. Only 3 hits for the Motor Sox and 5 for the Sirloins. We talked about, is it going to be a hitting or a pitching fest? And right now, no doubt it's a pitching duel.
Yeah, I'm seeing some really dangerous pitches, pitch types and locations being thrown to Stanza. I really would avoid doing that. She's too dangerous to be waving that ball right in her face like that, and that's why she's hitting it, out into the warning track in the deepest part of the park.
Ooh, base jogger almost cost him there. He gets one to touch the chalk down the third base line, so it's a leadoff double, and the Motor Sox a great opportunity here to take the lead in the top of the sixth. Pitcher is up to the plate. Wonder if we'll see a bunt here or if he's going to swing away. Locked in, so he's got a little bit of hitting stats to work with. He does go for the bunt, but this one's fouled off. 1-1. Pressure bars are at 3 here. And he lays down the bunt this time successfully. We'll see if he gets out at first, and he does, but a good job pushing that runner to third. And Dwyenne understands what type of game this is. The small ball run across right now would be huge.
Yes, she will be aggressive here. Amanda, she's got a bunch. She's locked out. He doesn't even want to see her.
He's going to walk to bring up Chucky Uppers, but he pulls up the double play opportunity now. But there's so much speed on first and so much speed at the plate. A double play here would be tough to turn. Needs a hard hit ball to the infield.
I think she's going to go.
Not a ton of arm behind the plate. And this one is hit hard to the short.
Oh,
It's on to second. Can he get it to first in time? And he gets another one, the Sirloins. Wow, the pitching right now from the Sirloins. They're getting every double play they need.
What? No, that was exactly the pitch I said, Uni. That was the curveball.
Yeah.
Yes, that was it.
Wow, talk about, man, AAA, take notes. Listen to Mystery Man in this one, because if you want to beat Ed, don't swing at that pitch. It's undefeated right now to start this game. This one swung on a short for the first probable out, and it is. Sirloin swing at one out of the zone. Man, there's no momentum at the plate right now, but these guys so far both have gotten out of big spots to keep this thing lockstepped at one. Wow, soft hit that surprisingly gets by the pitcher there. If you took the under on this series, it's looking clean right now.
Yeah, it's so hard to be patient at the plate on Match of the Week, especially when you're playing your buddy.
Yeah, no doubt. Screwball, good eye there from Eduardo that time. 2-0, he finds himself in a hitter's count. This one's going to be into the zone. It's popped up over the shortstop, and once again, we don't see her jump that short. Twice
Amanda.
now. It looked like the hug and kiss could have got to 2 plays now overhead, and neither one did she jump for.
I don't recall the other one. That one certainly seemed like I would almost say she could have had that.
Yeah, Seymour now lost his locked in. So you're seeing the stats, Wayne. What an excellent time steal. And that is huge in this spot. We'll see if now he walks to set up a double play the same way Eduardo did. No, he gets him swinging. Huggins does jump for this one with a side step hop. And she puts it away, and that's the most important one yet.
Wow, she hushes up the mystery man with quite a play there at short. That saved the game, really.
Ace Exterminator's on, but it wasn't on the first time he was up. How does that work?
Good question.
Interesting. Well,
Maybe
Ace
it was on?
Exterminator is on. I don't remember it being on. I'm going to have to look back at the
No, I don't think it is on.
one.
That's choker flashing.
It's popped up, though. He had better stats, but not going to pay off. And so right there, a great steal you thought was going to turn into a run, but an excellent play from Huggins at shortstop. And once again, another inning that looked like a run would get scratched across, turns into nothing. And it's one of those games where a player like Junior Donga up at the plate, a solo shot could change everything. Got to be careful pitching here if you're the Sirloins. Vanderwink bringing his 47th pitch to the plate. That one finds the zone, 1-1.
Yeah, and you know what we're starting to get to? Train has a lot more power. One big pop in a game like this will mean a lot if Train can get that.
You know he wants it with this player. That one's hit to second, jumps, and it's over his head. It might turn into a double because all that speed. Lombalo has trouble grabbing it. So it is a leadoff double, and once again, Vanderwink finds himself in a little bit of a pickle here with no outs.
Oh, and you don't want to pitch to her.
Bad ball, hit her up right after. A good lineup here in the heart of that order for the Motor Sox. This one swung on well. Lombalo's back. It's still floating back. It's still floating, and it dies at the wall. Lombalo's able to put it away easily, but the runner does advance, and we'll see if he walks again. RBI hero. I'd be surprised if we don't see a walk to set up another double play opportunity here.
Yeah, I don't know what the power score was or if it was misread. It looked like she got a really good piece of that. I'm surprised that didn't go, but it never did look like it quite had the juice.
What pitch do you think is coming here, Mist?
We know it's
Let's
coming.
see. It looks like he might be going to Linus Digby.
Oh, now he can't do it. Yeah.
We'll see if he keeps that same sort of pitching with the curveball.
He's trying to punch.
He's
going to run the inside and look for a ball to the shortstop.
Oh, and he gets the double play. I didn't even realize he didn't pull the runners back. The first and second base line, he was stranded in between there. An easy double play. And once again, after a leadoff double, back-to-back innings now, they've resulted in nothing. And the Sirloins come back up. And now the momentum a little bit on their side. That's all the momentum you're going to get in a game like this is these double plays, it seems like. They're looking to set a record on double plays today.
Now, there's nothing more frustrating in a big game than hitting into double plays. But these two are great at inducing them.
Yeah, no doubt. You can tell they're both XBL level pitchers. Dwyenne obviously has been there, and Eduardo is someone that's been in the league so long at the top end of AAA that you would qualify him as an XBL level pitcher, and you're seeing it right now on both sides. Seymour Butts still in, the starter in his 7th inning, and he looks like he's going to be able to get Lombalo to pop this one up. So strong 7 innings from Seymour Butts. The reliever in for the Sirloins. Now there's going to be a lot of velo coming from Linus Digby, and that velo, it's going to help the power out. The Motor Sox are a more power-oriented team with almost a home run per game right now. They need that stat to show up and ring true right now. 8th inning here in our Game 1 of AAA Match of the Week.
Yeah, again, I think the biggest story of the game is the way Eddie, I don't know, if Seymour Butts got off the hook early.
Uh-oh.
And now he's rolling, and he's basically shut them down. And, you know, it looked like he was against the ropes in the first inning, Butts, and now he's right up there. He's still in the game.
Yeah. And once again, a leadoff hit for the Motor Sox here. And this one,
well, that's a big
past
hit.
the pitcher, and now no outs, 2 runners on, and the Sirloins find themselves in a familiar spot here. In trouble, and Seymour Butts, tough decision here. You've got 2 on, but he's been pitching a gem so far. What do you do if you're the Motor Sox?
You might bunt.
He's contemplating. He did lay down a bunt before.
Pretty tired. You probably have
He's
to
got a
pull
juice
him out.
batter on the bench. Who is he? Look at that. He's juiced.
Oh, boy.
He's
Bring him
juiced.
in.
Bring
Camden
him
Michael.
in.
Get in here. Come on,
let's
Camden.
go.
Come on down.
Where does that juice go? You don't
Oh,
see it
man,
very often, and it doesn't hardly ever pop up in a moment like this where it's actually needed. He swings at a curveball way up high. You can tell when someone's juiced, you want to swing it.
I know. I
Swings
want a
left
juice
field.
batter.
Oh, and put away. Well struck, but not enough juice.
I'm gonna do that next season. I got to put that on. That's a good feeling to have that juiced batter sitting there.
No doubt. That's the only reason I put it on, just because it's a mojo thing. It just feels nice to look at your bench and you see it activated for once. We had that crazy AAA start to a season a few years ago where Clutch, I think, had stimulated for like half of his games on the season. Ever since then, I've been a sucker for it.
He's looking for her. She's been patient. Oh, good pitch
2-2,
from
hug
Eddie.
and kiss. A lot of stats. A dangerous batter. Swings and another chance for a double play, but the steal is going to prevent it. The runners do advance, but that's the second out. And it's Chuck Yuppers up to the plate now. Dangerous hitter. Linus Digby, it's almost best on best here. He's looking, thinking about walking, but it's Junior Donga up right behind. These are those decisions that can make or break a game for you. Looks like he's going to decide to pitch to Chuck.
Yeah, I think you got to stick with Digby instead of going to Sabrina because you don't know how long this is going to go. You want to have Sabrina sitting there.
Boy, that was a meaty cutter. Swung on under it. 0-2. Forkball. It's looped up over the head of third base. He's got a lot of speed. He's got base jogger, though. He sends him home, and it's 2 runs over the third baseman's head. And the Motor Sox take the lead
swing
late.
on the forkball. Oh, my goodness. What a swing from Train.
An excellent forkball at the low and away corner, and he gets under it. The exact right thing to do with that pitch. It's all you can do with that pitch, and it might have won the game as now they're up 2. And we're into the bottom of the 8th inning here. The home team, the Sirloins at peril point now, have to find a way to score at least 2 runs and keep this thing alive. 6 outs left to play with, and Kat Stanza walks up to the plate.
That was a Tony Gwynn-esque type swing from Train. There's nothing else you can do with that pitch. And he just threw the bat head and punch. As soon as it came off the bat, you could see it was going to clear the third base and probably turn into a deuce, and it did.
Yeah, and the roster tool, the team build construction paid off because he had all that speed. It resulted in 2 runs rather than 1. And Donga over there in right field. He hasn't been paying off with the bat, but he makes his money in the field now. A great dive over there in right field. And those are the type of hits you need to land if you're a contact swinger and you're down in a game, but Donga thinks otherwise. Curveball's medium, watches it. Reliever is in.
Mistake.
So a single up the middle with 1 out, and the tying run is going to be at the plate. Haven't got to check this reliever's stats yet. I believe he has elite 4-seam and a lot of junk. No RBI hero this time active. Mr. Clean, 5-pitch arsenal on the mound. He does have the elite 4-seam as well as rally stopper. If 2 runners get on, this reliever is going to be really tough. Wiggins swings at 1 out of the zone. It's another chance for a double play. It's on to second, not in time to first though. Wiggins beats it out, and Boomer Platoon coming up 2 for 3 with 2 singles. He needs something to happen here. This might be his best chance to score as he's in the middle of his lineup. Good curveball on the edge of the zone. This one's meaty, swung on, and it's hit to right field. Donga can't get to that one. So runners are on first and second now with 2 outs, and this is where if you're a contact swinger, you're not going for a long ball. You desperately need to find a gap in the outfield.
A huge mistake from Train there, but he's bailed out by the fact it's not the strongest hitter coming up.
Rally stopper engaged.
It might be able to wiggle out of this.
That screwball has so much break with all that junk. Looking at a curveball now. Places it well, low and away. Swung on. It's weakly to second and put away. And now the Motor Sox, exactly, they make the perfect curveball location low and away to get that grounder. And now into the 9th inning, the Motor Sox lead by 2. Looking to tack on some extra runs.
That pitch right there was the pitch of the game. That was a backbreaker.
Oh, and hits Digby in the chest right after, back to back.
There's a face breaker.
Yeah, no doubt. Breaks his back on the pitch, and now Linus Digby's on his way to the hospital. Completely zeroed out his stats, and here comes Sabrina Perez, the other beast in the bullpen. We're going to see these two again in this series, no doubt. That one swung on well, popped up left field. Over there in the shadow, Tish Ballin's able to put it away for the first out.
Now batting, third baseman, number 7.
Iggy Freely up now. Power versus lefties is engaged. Good hitter for a 6-hole. Steals before, I mean, he must have tried to catch him off guard right there, but twice now Eduardo's gotten the steal timed up, and now this one's popped out for 3 outs, and now we're into the bottom of the 9th inning. Tied up on hits, but down 2 on the scoreboard is the Sirloins. They've got the back end of their lineup up. Ace Exterminator is on again for Damian Rush, and we'll see what the Sirloins can do here.
Yeah, we're going to see Mick Steele in the 3-hole. He's got Ballin coming up second. Be interesting to see if she bunts, especially in a 3-1 game. If she can get on for Steele plus the leadoff, that would be big. She is a sprinter.
We'll see if he lays down that butter, not doesn't. Decides to poke it. So swung on the first pitch in both at bats. Surprised to see him stay that aggressive in this moment, but it pays off there. And now, like you said, it's probably going to be Mick Steele coming in, that pinch perfect pinch hitter. Sabrina Perez comes in for just a short amount of time, so if this thing goes to extras, the reliever battle is going to be squarely on the Motor Sox side. Another curveball located well, and Eduardo thinks better of it than swinging this time. Checks on that one, 2-1. This one right at first base, and he can't get under the tag, and that's going to end the game, and that's exactly how you'd expect it to end. A double play ball to end it.
Yeah, man, they battled, Uni. They battled.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell these players know each other so well. They were able to get out of so many situations, but the difference in the game was that bloop hit over the third baseman's head on that fork ball that was really located well from Eduardo, but Motor Sox make a better hit, and they're able to take game 1 in our AAA match of the week here in week 3. What an excellent showing from both teams. That's going to game 2 is going to be just as classic. These two, no one's going to get blown out the way these two know each other. So I'll give us just a second to take a break and let the players know, collect themselves, and we'll get game 2 right at you. Y'all hang on tight. All right, here we go. Whacker's Wheel this time. It's going to be home of the Motor Sox. Not at Motor Yard anymore, at Whacker's Wheel. I'm not sure how long that's been going on, but regardless, he was able to get the first win off of a huge bloop over the third base line that changed that game in the late innings. And now the Sirloins on the reeling in, looking to try to get a split out of this series against one of AAA's top teams. Ranked number 2 right now are the Motor Sox, and number 4 are the Sirloins, and they step up to the plate first. Hammer Lombalo. We'll see what starter the Motor Sox run out there. They've got Emeroids on the mound. Pretty similar velo, junk, and accuracy, and a really standard 5-pitch arsenal.
Yeah, we didn't see any long balls in the first game. I have a feeling here at Whackers, which has turned into quite a playable and semi-popular stadium. It really is a very playable stadium. It is a little bit short, though, and I know a train is extremely comfortable here.
Yeah, Whackers has become one of my favorites for sure, especially at night, and it looks like we have that nighttime setting. It's a hitter's ballpark in this setting, and that bodes well for the Motor Sox, I would say. But right there, that one's hit well by Cat Stanza. Yupper's on a weird track, and he misplays it a little bit. Maybe had a chance with a better route to that ball, but he cut it short. And so it's going to be a double, and that's the second time in this series we've seen a Cat Stanza double. It seems like she's got a magnet on the ball that just pulls it to left center field right now. Been doing that both games already. We'll see if he's able to convert here.
As good as Train has pitched today, he's pitched Stanza extremely poorly. He's going to have to clean that up because she's probably the most dangerous bat in the lineup, or at least a bookend to Longbalo.
Yeah, especially
maybe Wiggins, the way he's been seems to always be juiced up a little bit.
Yeah, he's had RBI hero a lot this series, but Cat Stanza has that bad ball hitter, which for the aggressive batting style of the Sirloins bodes well. That curveball is perfectly located. We'll see if he gives him another pitch to hit. Gets him to chase and a 3-1 count.
It was 2 out. I thought he made a huge mistake there.
So there's a weak grounder that turns into the third out after a Stanza double, so still a 0 on the board. And now the Motor Sox come up with the momentum of the series in their hand. Little to no pressure as they've already got the split in hand, looking for a sweep now. Swings at the first pitch into the dirt. Lloyd Cook able to get it scooped off the ground for the first out. And on the mound for the Sirloins is... I'm not even going to try it.
Kaigawa.
What is it?
Kaigawa.
Okay. Is that an SMB player name, or did he actually edit that one?
No, I don't think so, but it's a classic Eddie name.
Surprised to know Eddie even changed one letter on one name of this team. But regardless, he gets a couple of quick outs, and now Junior Donga up to the plate. I believe Eduardo runs clone, if not extremely similar pitchers 1 through 4, and really relies on that bullpen. But his starter, Slip Vanderwink, was able to get 7 strong innings in the last game. We'll see if Igawa can do the same thing here. Junior Donga was really quiet at the plate in the last one. This one's 99 power swung on, but swung on late, so it's able to get put away by Damian Rush over there in right center. And 0's on the board to start off the box score for both teams.
Yeah, one thing I can tell you is no matter what the arsenal, no matter what the stats are for Kaigawa, she is always a beast. She is somebody that Eddie always feels comfortable with, even if her stats are garbage. She's going to do well here.
We've got confirmation from Oxbox that Igawa is a Sirloin standard pitcher.
Really? Okay. I thought she might be, but...
If anyone's going to speak against...
No, we're not going to fact-check Misto. No, we're not going to fact-check Misto. Come on, Ox.
I'm saying fact-check Ox. I take what you say as gospel about Super Mega Baseball, dude.
Somebody fact-check Ox on that. House of Barry in the house.
If you jumped into general chat one time, just one time this week and said the sliders sucked, I would have immediately changed my stance, but it was Dwyenne all week, so I didn't buy it. Couple of quick outs here in the top of the second. Emeroids with those 3 moving fastballs has been able to get a lot of chases so far to start this game off, as we see another one right there grounded to second. And the Motor Sox step back up to the plate. It's going to be B. Booper to start off.
I got a prediction right now, Uni.
Okay, let's hear it.
This is going to turn into a shootout.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
The way this thing is started doesn't look like it, so I like it. A little bit of a in-set mid-match of the week hot take. Not going to turn into one with a swing like that. That one's way inside. 1-2 count now to the bad ball hitter, Booper. That one well located inside.
Oh, that was wicked.
Yeah, from way in to right on the edge of the zone and gets him looking, a pitch that you can't hate on for watching. Excellent location, and now locked in, just like the starter last game. An early lock-in, and this one's hit well left field. That's going to take that locked in right back off. It's a single. A one-out single, and there you see it, the mojo back down to neutral for Igawa on the mound. Iggy up with power versus lefties, engaged.
You can't mislocate curveball against either one of these players, so that can't be in the arsenal.
Oh, 99 swing.
Oh,
Mystery
boy.
Man. Nose ball. It's into the left
What did I
field
say?
stands.
Come
It's
on,
2-0.
let's go.
And Hummus looks silly in the chat with the final 1-0 score going against the OG Mystery Man. Come on. If he says it, you know it's going to happen. Come on, Hummus.
I can't believe Hummer would betray me like that. I think he wanted to see some scoring, so he just threw that out there.
My Lord. And another one hit well left field. Is it going to be far enough? No, it's at the warning track and put away. But a
Further than
loud swing of the
expected,
bat.
yeah.
So an early 2-0 lead here for the Motor Sox.
Yeah, and we know once that lid comes off the rim, you can really hit the ball. And in a place like this, once that ball starts flying, you can clear the. I mean, right field looks like it's a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, and the batter's eye is going to be at peak here on the night.
Yep.
The Knights Stadium. We'll see
Yeah,
if the
if they
Sirloins here.
can blow the lid off that RNG uni, they can hit here. Even Eddie.
Yeah, and
Eddie can hit it out here.
That's what I was going to say. You're talking about these short walls in the corner. Oh, my. You're talking about these short walls in the corner. It's definitely something Eduardo is able to reach even with the contact swing, especially when you get to that beginning of the order with Lombalo, Stanza, and Wiggins.
I think she bunts here.
Yeah, pitcher up to the plate. He is showing a bunt. It's a weak curveball. If he would have swung, he maybe could
no,
have done something with it.
Eddie, come on, you got to get that one down.
Pulls it back. Good job there. Good eye. A steal. Pulls it back. Doesn't need to bunt to advance.
Oh, he distracted him.
Yeah.
He distracted him with the bunt.
Talk about high IQ baseball. And now poked. Center fielder Yuppers doesn't slide.
Oh, my.
It would have been close.
And he was
I
playing
think.
shallow and still didn't get there.
Yeah, that's a shock with all that speed in center field. I think that really could have been trouble if he missed that slide, though, because of the shallow infield. It would have rolled for a minute.
That's what I said about RNG, though, Uni. That ball would never normally fall between. There's nothing. There's not a sliver of daylight there, and it still found it.
Yeah, to talk about precision hitting, that's the only place that could have landed. Curveball low swung on Lombalo here with a chance to do something special for the Sirloins. They need a hit. Down 0-2 early in this game. Outside pitches engaged. This one's popped up Yuppers ranges. And Yuppers can't get it. It falls in, but he is able to get the out at second because the Sirloins are playing safe. A little bit of stutter out there before the reaction from Yuppers, and it turns into a sack. I mean, kind of a sack fly.
No, that's RNG. That's RNG. As soon as that ball was hit, the center fielder started running backward. That's what the center fielder does when there's RNG kicked in. He runs backwards on a bloop like that and then ends up a foot short.
The second baseman, number 10, Lloyd Cook.
You've got some weird voodoo mojo curse thing going on. When Metalhead hears you talk, RNG follows. So we've got one out.
I'm in Metalhead's head right now, man. They're thinking about this themselves, saying, "Really?"
Rent free, and look at this. A one-out base knock, and it scores a run, and it's a double. And this thing is tied up just like that. And Willard Wiggins, the RBI hero, once again engaged. It seems like every time he's been up to the plate in this series, but he hasn't had too much to show for it. And he gets walked this time, so the bases are loaded now with one out. And Boomer Platoon does not have his traits activated, so not as scary, but still plenty of stats for a big-time hit here, and he needs it. One more hit's going to bring this pitcher to tense.
Yeah, she's going to take it right to him with fastballs, I think.
Really working that away moving fastball a lot right now. This one's red reticled, swung on hit. It's into the dirt. Donga able to get it so it doesn't fall, and a good throw. needed every bit of that to scare the runner back to third. And so now bases loaded with 2 outs in a big spot for Preston Adonis here. The Sirloins have tied the game up in this inning with the bases loaded, though. They're looking for more.
Oh, what a pitch.
Swung on, it's up the middle, another stutter from second base, and
that would be unbelievable! Oh!
Twice in this inning, a stutter from the fielders. Wow. Yeah, 3-2 now. This one swung on, it might be another bit of trouble. Yupper's barely able to get there, and so it almost falls at his feet. It's a 3-run inning for the Sirloins, and just like that, they take the lead right back. Up 1 now.
Yeah, and I think if you're Dwyenne, you just got to tip your cap and say Ed did his thing here. You might be sort of lucky that it was only 3. You scored 2 runs, so you're only down 1. You're good.
Yeah, twice in this series now, the bases have been loaded and only resulted in minor damage. Motor Sox have done a good job of getting out of those bases loaded without letting the game get away from them. Now a pitcher up to the plate and swings that one into the second baseman's mitt. Front end of the lineup up now, Hug and Kiss, who had that huge jumping catch at shortstop to kind of save the game, and the last one steps up to the plate now. High pitch and clutch are the traits. Is he thinking about a sub here? You got to wait till you finish this at bat now that you're throwing a pitch. Can't be doing mid at bat subs. Curveball well located on the edge there.
What the hell are you talking about? I'll mid-at-bat sub anytime I want a sub.
That one's deep right. Maybe he should have done a mid-at-bat sub because it's off the wall. Damian Rush almost able to snag it with the jump. But he
caught it off the wall.
Yeah, that would have been a possible inside the park home run. Chuck Yupper, speaking of inside the park home run, has 2 of those this season. 4 home runs and 2 inside the Parkers. This one swung on. Third baseman's able to hit once again. It's caught and thrown out from the infield. A double play just like we saw last game. And that kills the momentum of the Motor Sox after a couple of good swings. Still nothing comes across. And the Sirloins still have the lead as they step back up to the plate now here in Game 2 of our AAA match of the week. We're in the top of the 4th inning. And another blooper
there she
here.
Goes again.
Second, but a bad dive.
I keep thinking she's going to bunt, and she keeps punching it into center field.
Yeah, he's not even bringing the infield into bunt territory. A lot of times, Eduardo will see you bring a bunt on the infield, and that's when he swings away. And this is a good bunt down the third base line, and it's dropped on the 0.4%.
Wow, that hurts.
And man, the Motor Sox, I mean, you got to think about how is Dwyenne mentally right now. He had a couple of fielders stutter on him, and now a 0.4% drop. And with no outs, the best batters in this lineup are going to come up to the plate. Fastball hitter gets him enough juice to get that one through the infield. Bases loaded yet again for the Sirloins, but this time it looks a little bit more dangerous because it's Cat Stanza up to the plate, 2 for 2, and no outs on the board.
Her well all day. This is bad. This is bad, Uni.
Yeah, this is definitely danger red territory as the starter's tense as well. Misses a couple, so already a hitter's count here to Stanza. 3-0, and it's going to be a pitch into the zone, I would think. It's well-located curveball. We'll see what kind of pitch he gets. This one's right in the middle of the zone. Stanza swings on it, but it's right to Donga's glove. A line drive and another good throw to keep the runner from advancing home on a sac fly. Donga's arm out there has paid off so far in this game, but once again, it's still dangerous as Lloyd Cook has power versus righties on. Bases loaded, 1 out. You want to do anything but a double play ball here. You can tell Dwyenne's looking for it, but this one's too soft to turn 2. He does get the 1, but a runner crosses the plate, so it's 4-2, and Willard Wiggins with RBI hero yet again. We'll see if he gets walked this time around. It looks like the Motor Sox are feeling confident. They're going to pitch to him, and he swings on a pitch out of the zone on the first pitch.
Wow, the Motor Sox, another Houdini. You know, there's been so many times that the Motor Sox could have really fallen behind the 8 ball, but they seem to always keep it down to 1 or 2 runs.
Yeah, the bases have been loaded 3 times now in this series, and none of those 3 times as the Sirloins had a loud swing. Seems like the Motor Sox are able to get weak contact in those situations. I know that how that feels if anyone's watched my games this year. As soon as the bases get loaded, I find my way into the dirt and into a fielder. Sirloins having the same issue now. And the Motor Sox start with a single here.
Yeah, and again, for as long as the Motor Sox can keep this game close, the Motor Sox already have the long ball. They've got one. They're looking for more.
Yeah, they've got a home run, and they've got a couple that have died at the warning track. So you see he's getting that power.
Oh, that's a big
charged
hit
up well.
from
That
B.
one's into a gap. It's going to be rounding all the way around third. Tish Bowen has a good arm, but not going to matter with that speed. So a run comes in and inches closer now. A one-run game as the Motor Sox are getting a little bit of momentum going here. They've got no outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning, and a runner on second with RBI Hero engaged for Heidi Ho.
And I question if Eddie was kind of licking his wounds a little bit. I know he wanted more, and I think he's fallen asleep on the mound just a touch.
Yeah, losing a little bit of that mental edge as now he allows another hit on really a decent pitch, but a better swing from the Motor Sox. And just like that, this thing's tied back up. We've got a back and forth affair here in game 2 of our AAA match of the week. Excellent showing from these two so far. And now tense on the mound is Igawa. This one finds another gap. It's a swing on an inside pitch out of the zone, but with that cutter, that's something you can do with an up-high inside cutter.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying early is I think Eddie's pitching does play to Dwayne's favor. If you're around the plate a lot, he can get a lot of hits on pitches just like that. It was off the plate, but it was a visible pitch that he knew he could get on.
And now he lays down an excellent bunt down the first base line. He's going to be out at first, but advance both runners, and that's a good play there. Not trying to bite off more than he can chew. Just advance those runners and see if you can add another run or two in this inning. I'm surprised we haven't seen Digby come in or Sabrina Perez. Sticking with Igawa on the mound. Really, Eduardo's the type that goes to that bullpen early. Emma Royds worked out well for the Motor Sox. I would assume he's going to pinch hit now as he batted all the way around to the 9 spot. She's tense and losing stamina, and he does look for a pinch hit. We'll see who he decides. It looks like he has 3 really good batters, but he goes with a mediocre batter in Brick Savage. Brick or Bryke?
Bryke Savage is a good hitter. She can do this.
667 average. Swings at a curveball up high. It might fall. It's slid on by Damian Rush and put away. If he would have watched that, he had big hack. That would have been a 2-0 count. Could have seen what would have happened there. Now we're looking at a relief pitcher coming in for the Motor Sox.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, Uni. You were talking about replacing the starter. It feels like we're in the 12th inning. We're just now heading from the 4th to the 5th.
Yeah. The way they've been hitting in this game, it's made it feel a lot longer than game 1. Starter's still in for the Sirloins, but the relief pitcher, Horse Flounder, comes in for the Motor Sox. Good junk, low velo. He's got a 4-pitch arsenal, standard 4-pitch arsenal. And he gets hit in his first at-bat. He gets one taken to the chin, and to add on to it, the runner gets the first in time, and like you said, it's only the 5th inning. That's the first reliever brought in, and now you're going to have to look at another relief pitcher coming in this situation. A similar build here, but an extra pitch on the arsenal. The Elite 4-seam rally stopper. This is the best reliever in this pen, and he did a good job shutting down the Sirloins in the last one. Looking to do it again here. Curveball up top. Swung on, and Yuppers is there to put it away easily. Oh, he tags up. I thought he was actually going to go all the way for it. He could have got safe, too, because of the drop, but he goes back to first.
Number 65, Damian.
Yeah, I think the Motor Sox are still fine on pitching. They are going to have to hit, but I think right now he didn't lose a top-end pitcher, so I think the Motos are fine for the moment, but they can't have another disaster like that.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. It wasn't his. I think his closer and this reliever right here are his strongest. So that was his 3rd best reliever out of the pen that he lost. Rally stopper is on for this reliever, Mr. Clean. Only 1 out. And it's the bunter Tish Ballin at the plate. Screwball finds his own. 2-1 now. This one's well located for a double play, but it doesn't result in a double play. It gets past the pitcher, and now the bases are loaded. He's going to test it, but he decides to turn back. And so now we're going to surely see Igawa come out for mixed steal. Bases are loaded with 1 out. And another big opportunity. The Sirloins once again find themselves with the bases loaded. Can the Motor Sox yet again limit this damage?
Yeah, if you give up you're looking for the double play, obviously, maybe even a home to first.
Yeah.
But if you give up 1, if you can get an out on this next play with only 1 run in, I think that might be okay.
Now batting.
Bringing in not mixed steel. It's a bunter, a second bunter on this team. Not as good of hitting stats. He watches the first curve low. Watches that cutter inside. Rally stopper still on. This one's meaty, but the screwball, he's not ready for it. Watches it. Elite four seam gets him swinging on the triple-digit velo, and that's a huge strikeout. But Hammer Lombalo up to the plate now, the namesake of the Sirloins. And a huge spot yet again with the bases loaded with 2 outs. The Sirloins trying to break this thing open, take the lead back here in the top of the 5th. Swings on that one late. Too much heat.
And no bigger name in this game than Hammer Lombalo. He's in there with the bases loaded, tied up on match of the week. This is a dream situation.
And a full count.
Mr. Clean handle it.
He does hold off. What an eye from the
walks the big man.
Sirloins there. He walks in a run to break the lead. And Cat Stanza, who's had the best performance of anyone in this series, has a chance to add to that performance. A legacy series possibly if Stanza's able to do something here.
Yeah, this is bad timing. He has the big guns coming up at the wrong time.
Hammered left field. It's way back, and it's out of here. A grand slam. Cat Stanza legacy performance. The Sirloins grand slam take the lead in dramatic fashion. My oh my! Talk about a shootout miss. You're a metalhead savant.
Number 10, Lloyd Cook.
Yeah, and like I said, she's been getting pitches the whole series, and it was just a matter of time. Stanza's just that good.
My oh my! Yeah, no doubt. She's gotten the best pitches to hit of probably anyone in this series. She's consistently getting pitches to hit, and that right there wasn't a bad pitch. That was actually a well-located curveball. But bad ball hitter takes away some of that negation on the corner, and you see it pay off. You don't see many home runs from the Sirloins, but when you do see them, it's usually Cat Stanza.
Well, I told you in secrecy behind the scenes that I was hoping for a split here tonight, Uni, and we're well on our way. But like I said, this is going to be a shootout. We can't count somebody like Dwyenne the Train out at this point, but it's going to be tough. You know, it just is. It's going to be tough. Eddie's hard to. He's going to score some more runs.
Yeah, and he's got his best 2 relievers left. This one's weakly located because of the red reticle, and another run comes in and missed. All those times where Dwyenne was able to get out of those bases juice situation, finally the Sirloins are able to take advantage of one of those opportunities, and this thing is blown wide open as it's 10-4, 2 outs, 2 runners still on, and the relief pitcher's rattled. Don't forget, the first reliever was injured. And this one finds a gap. That rattled RNG, you can see how it really hurts, and that one finds another gap. Another run comes in, and it's starting to get up there into rum rule sort of territory. It's 7 runs is the lead, and Damian rushes up with runners on the corner, still looking for more. He goes to the SPRP, only left with 1 reliever after this now. We're in the 5th inning. Captain batting practice, and he gives up another single. So 8 runs is the lead, and this is a hell of a 2-out rally from the Sirloins right now. Talk about momentum and playing with it. The Sirloins putting on a clinic of how to bat with 2 outs.
She's going to get another hit. Watch her. Oh, she pops it up.
The first time
Misto is always wrong.
He's wrong.
No, always wrong. That was totally off base. It's funny though, because I kept expecting her to bunt, and then she kept getting hits. And then I was thinking she's going to bunt, and I said, no, I'm going to say the opposite. She's going to get a hit.
You went against your better intuition. But an 8-run inning there from the Sirloins, and this thing is blown wide open as they're up 12-4 now. Sabrina Perez comes in, and the Motor Sox will see what sort of batting he can put up. It's hard to stay patient in a game like this, in a setting like this, when you're down by 8, but he has shown in this game he can definitely put up runs. This thing is not over yet. Plenty of innings left to play here in the bottom of the 5th on Game 2 Match of the Week. That one's hit well, and it was the outside pitch trait that activated, but right at the third baseman's legs. Donga's still been really quiet at the plate. You'd expect him to do something. Maybe he could spark a comeback. And this one's hit well to right field. Lombalo over there. Donga's done that a lot. Hit it right at Lombalo. The 2 stars of the teams keep finding themselves.
Yeah, this really has the feel, Unicorn, of a semifinals match. It could be finals, but I'm gonna say semifinals. I don't think they would meet in the quarters because I think they're going to both be too high. Possibly not. I think Spliffy's got a record way up there. But I could see this being a semis matchup if they both do well in the playoffs.
Yeah, what a treat that would be. And the Sirloins really have stapled themselves the last few seasons into a semifinal. You expect it out of them at this point, and then the XBL drop down. We know what Dwyenne did last time he was in the XBL. And long ball, he does get the long ball. That one barely over the yellow line, and the Sirloins add another lead on another left field home run. It's up to 9.
Another player. I was just going to say, speaking of playoffs, another player that really has played well this season is Ricks. Obviously, Yeezus Skull is going to be dangerous by play. It's still rounding into shape. And then you've got some young guns like Codifine, and even people like, obviously Mr. There's a lot in AAA right now.
Yeah, AAA is looking as juicy as ever. I need to bring my words back, reel back a little bit from what I said beginning of the season. I thought it was going to be a little bit weaker of a AAA. Man, that top end all the way through the middle looks dangerous right now. Some of those names you called out, and there's more names you can mention. And these are two of the best right here, 2 versus number 4. And they're showing it as the Sirloins hit another one well to that left field and missed by Yuppers. But luckily for him, it's Stanza over there leading the base runners, so he's not able to round. But that's a tough break there, because now with Wiggins up to the plate, with the deficit where it's at, this thing could get into run rule territory rather quickly, and that is going to push it to run rule territory as the 10th run. The lead is up to 10. He was able to get the second out right there, but wasn't able to turn 2. What changed everything, Miss, what it feels like, is when Eduardo hit that relief pitcher, everything went sideways for the Motor Sox.
Yeah, the other thing was, if there's one person you don't want to face when the wheels are starting to come off, it's Eduardo with Cat and Longbolo, and sure enough, Longbolo got that walk, which seemed like it didn't seem like the worst move, but you're just getting into even deeper water, and the wave hit.
Yeah, and the way RNG can build, it really shows out with a contact swinger. 2 home runs from the Sirloins in this game, only 4 on the season, so it's not how he normally swings it, but he was able to get 2 and blow this thing open. And now the Motor Sox, they find themselves in a desperation do-or-die situation here, and it's only the 6th inning. Down by 10, they've got to score at least 1 run to keep this thing alive. The Motor Sox were able to get the first win on Match of the Week, 3-1. But look like they're in a tough pickle here in the 6th. Would have to have an epic comeback. Have to start it now, though. This one's swung on well.
Yeah, I was just gonna. Ooh, she got it.
I didn't think she could get it. Yeah, I didn't think she could get it, but you know what helped? She's locked in. An extra bit of speed, extra bit of fielding made all the difference right there.
I saw the ball bounce.
And so 2 put away now.
I'm calling you out, metalhead. I'm calling you out. I saw the ball bounce.
Yeah, those happen sometimes. Motor Sox down to their possible last out. Sabrina Perez still dealing on the mound, trying to finish this thing. It's a weak pop-up. Sabrina Perez ranges back and puts it away easily, and there it is. Everything blew wide open there in the 5th inning, and the Sirloins able to get a run rule victory in Game 2 as we see yet again another split on Match of the Week. It seems like every Match of the Week damn near this season has been a split.
Yeah. I think both players are going to be quite happy with this performance. Things did go sideways for the Motos, but there was a point of that game where it looked like the Motos were kind of starting to get in control when B hit that homer. But again, we knew that they were both momentum players, and momentum. I don't think momentum went really either way in Game 1. It seemed like Dwyenne just eked it out with that one hit on the forkball, and then in this one, it seemed pretty much dead even, maybe slightly favoring the motos, and then the wheels came off.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. In game one, any sign of momentum kept getting shut down by double play balls. The way these two were able to get out of so many runner-on situations. We talked about in the pregame, talked a little bit about how the Motor Sox had the best run conversion rate in the league so far this season, but in game one, I mean, Eduardo single-handedly dropped that percentage way down by the way he was able to get a lot of double plays, and then the Motor Sox did the same thing, showed their XBL level pedigree on the mound and kept it tight, and were able to get that forkball hit in game two. I mean, man, that inning, 8 runs, that's detrimental in a match of the week setting because of the pressure and the amount of pressure that gets added on whenever you see a 8 put up on the scoreboard, especially against someone like this where you know they both wanted to win so badly. But an excellent set from these two. A split, I mean, this is kind of what you would expect on a match of the week between these two, number 2 and number 4 in the AAA right now, and they get a split. And like you said, a possible playoff preview, and not early playoff preview. We're talking semifinals, finals level players right here in the AAA. And so it was excellent play from both of these guys, especially the hitting in that second game. As soon as you said something about how it was going to turn into a shootout, it magically turned into a shootout. Imagine that. Then after this one tonight, we've got the XBL match of the week at our typical 9 o'clock window here in about 30 minutes. It's going to be M. Bennings versus Oxbox. And those two, I mean, talk about some of the best pitchers in the league. Talk about some of the best pitchers in the league. The way those two are able to locate and the mind that they have, I think that XBL matchup, it's going to be a tough series to be able to get runs across. You have anything you want to say about that XBL matchup coming up?
I'm glad you pimped that because I was going to pimp that if you didn't. Oxbox against M. Bennings is absolutely a marquee matchup. M. Bennings, he just split with Wishbone. So that alone, I won't even go into. He played Mush really tough. He had a couple bad breaks. I actually spoke to him in PMs. But he's been tough against Mama. He's been tough against, the top players. Ox is certainly one of those top players. Ox a little bit more streaky than maybe, certainly Mush is probably the most consistent. Wish can be a little bit streaky, but has become a bit more consistent. It's going to come down to Ox hitting. M. Bennings is not a big hitter. He's always going to pitch you into the ground. He's always going to be a threat to jack that fastball out. Maybe a solo shot, a little bit Raider-esque in a way on offense. Oxbox, he can score 0 for 18 innings, or he can put up, 12 in the first 5. So I think it's really going to come down to, Ox is the hardest critic of himself. So he just needs to relax. He needs to know that M. Bennings probably won't score a ton, but the pitching is going to be really tough. So, again, I'm going to pray for a split because I like both of them. But it's pretty much dead. I don't know who to really. I would pick Ox only based on last year, but based on this season, I think it's dead even.
Yeah, and that was a really good point you made, and it's the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of M. Bennings is the fact that he's one of those players that, even though his record a lot of the time is just around 500, he's someone that practically never gets blown out, even against the top teams. He finds himself in every game, and that's because of his pitching. And Ox, for back-to-back seasons, he's been top 5, if not top 3 even, when it comes to the end of the season. So Ox is a certified top-end player in the XBL, and those are those type of series where you see M. Bennings still splits all the time, and especially on match of the week, I always feel like it favors pitching a little bit, and it favors lower scoring games because of the nerves. So I think, like you said, it's nearly impossible. I would expect a split from these two, but it could really go either way. And it could be big for playoff seeding later on, as M. Bennings is usually right there around home and away seeding, and Ox is usually fighting for a bye. So we'll see how that plays out. But AAA was a great match, and I appreciate Dwyenne for sharing the screens with us. I appreciate Urban for the intro, and Mist, of course, for jumping in the booth with me. It was an awesome set, as fun as I expected it to be. Y'all make sure you tune in here in about 25 minutes for that XBL match of the week. Give them their flowers. Keep that thing hype. We're getting into the meat of the season now. We even have Roundup coming up here in a couple days. Y'all hang on to the Discord and pay attention to that. We got some awesome stuff coming on the way, so we're starting to get into the real meat of season 19. So for me, for Mist, it was fun. GG's Motor Socks, GG's Sirloins, and we will catch y'all here again on the channel here in about 20 minutes. See ya.